Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to tackle an interesting issue that some of you might have encountered when working with HTMX. Specifically, we'll be discussing the problems you may face when sending a post request in a form using HTMX. If you've ever struggled with this, don't worry, you're not alone. This is a common pain point for many developers, and by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's going on and how to resolve it. The reason this topic is important is that HTMX has become an increasingly popular library for handling requests in web applications. However, its nuances can sometimes lead to unexpected behavior, especially when dealing with forms and post requests. So let's dive into the and explore this issue together. When you're working with forms and HTMX, it's essential to understand how the library handles requests under the hood. By default, HTMX will use the GET method for form submissions if no specific request method is specified. However, when you need to send a post request, things can get tricky. One common issue that arises is when your form data isn't being sent correctly in the request body. This might happen even though you've explicitly set the request method to post and configured the form data as expected. To understand what's going on, let's break down the steps involved in sending a post request with HTMX. Firstly, ensure that you're using the correct attribute to specify the request method. In this case, it should be HTMX post. Additionally, make sure that your form is correctly configured to include all the necessary data. A helpful analogy to keep in mind is thinking of HTMX as a middleman between your form and the server. You need to instruct HTMX on how to handle the request, including specifying the correct method and ensuring that all required data is included. Another crucial aspect to consider is the role of HXTarget and HXEX swap. These attributes determine where in the DOM the response from the server will be swapped or inserted. However, they don't directly affect how the initial request is sent. It's essential to keep this distinction clear when debugging issues with your post request. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap the main points to remember. Ensure you're using HXPost to specify the post method for your form submission. Verify that your form includes all necessary data and is correctly configured. Understand how HTMX acts as an intermediary between your form and the server. Keep in mind the roles of HXTarget and HXSwap, which are crucial for handling responses but not directly related to sending the initial request. That's it for today's video on resolving issues with sending post requests in forms using HTMX. If you've made it this far, you should now have a solid grasp of what might be going wrong and how to fix it. Remember, understanding how libraries like HTMX work under the hood can make all the difference in debugging and troubleshooting. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future videos, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and consider subscribing for more content on web development and related topics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.